Today on the 5-Minute Sales Training, we'll learn an important mantra for sales. Easy equals right. Welcome back, everyone, to another 5-Minute Sales Training, where today we're going to focus on an important mantra for sales. And that mantra says that easy equals right. Before we get started, if you're liking these episodes, be sure to let YouTube know by clicking the like and the subscribe buttons. Helps us to get these in front of even more salespeople out there. I'm going to let you in a little secret here. I thought I was going to be able to escape QR codes.
A QR code, something, whatever the kids use these days for time cards. I don't know, man.
For many years, I'd considered that QR codes were just a technological play toy, a fad that techno geeks enjoyed, but something that we would never be using far and wide.
Now take a picture of this QR code.
Enter COVID. And suddenly QR codes were everywhere. It became difficult to live life without utilizing that ubiquitous square box. Now, I admit that at first it was a little bit of an annoyance, but only because there was just a minor learning curve involved. In time, I came to love the QR codes.
I used to hate them, but now I love them.
Why? Because I'm an introvert. The QR codes allow me to self-serve. I'll give you an example. I spent my early career in the restaurant business, and a pet peeve of mine is when I'm ready to leave a restaurant, but I can't find the server to settle the bill. I can't stand it when I have to wait too long to give somebody my money.
Shut up and take my money.
So many restaurants make it difficult for you to actually give them money. Now, I learned early on in my entrepreneurial endeavor that one of the keys to success is to make it easy for people to pay you. The QR code fixed that. Now, when I see a QR code on the restaurant bill, I pull up my phone, I use my Apple Pay, and with no hassle whatsoever, I can pay and leave. The QR code in that case takes advantage of a very, very important psychological rule that customers don't realize that they are following. But in fact, they need to follow this rule in order to stay sane. The rule goes like this. Easy equals right. The easier something seems to me, the righter it feels to me. Now, the converse of that is also true. Complex equals wrong. Or at the very least, complex equals very, very difficult on me. When we think about the world of home sales, it can be overwhelming to a customer. Home buying is complex and it's mysterious to our customers. Great salespeople understand this. They go out of their way to do all in their power to try and make the process easy for their customers. They beat the process with a simple stick. They ask the question, what would this look like if it were easy for our customers?
That was easy.
Now, this might come in the form of process improvement, but typically, I'm talking about what do you do with your explanations? It can be intimidating, if you're a customer, to try and figure out how this whole process is going to work. Let me give you an example. It can be intimidating to figure out how to obtain a mortgage. But if I wanted to take a first-time buyer and make it very easy for them to understand the process, I could start with a simplified explanation. For example, I could say to that customer, when you're applying for a loan, the lender really only wants to know 3 things. How are you going to pay the money back? Do you have a history of paying the money back? And what happens if you don't pay the money back? Everything in the loan process fits under one of those categories. Now, I'm just using that as an example of a way to take something that is otherwise seen as complex and scary and make it easy for the customer to understand. I would challenge you to do the same thing. Start by asking the very question, what do my customers struggle with? What seems complex to them? How can I give them a very simple overview that will help them to understand this on a deeper but more satisfying level? Explain in simple terms what the processes are going to look like, whether it's the construction process, the warranty process, the mortgage process, whatever it happens to be. Now, I'll give you one other hint on this. If you want your customer to buy off on the concept that easy equals right, there is a word that you should be slipping into your conversation. And the word is easy.
Well, easy girl, easy.
When I can tell customers that this might seem complex, but actually it's pretty easy, that is a reassuring word that customers will very much appreciate. Look, at the end of the day, we want this to be easy on our customers because after all, easy equals right. Thanks for watching another 5-minute sales training. Until next time, learn more to earn more.